Let's do our favorite flowy scribble art meditation using a different material. So this is from a brown paper bag I got at the grocery store. I cut out a square and I'm going to tape this down on the board. We're also going to tape off some sections. Now, use low-tack artist tape, and I'll put all the details in the description for you. Take extra care to press your tape against some fabric. Here I'm using the cloth underneath my artboard. You could use your shirt, your pants, you get the picture. But you want to pick up some lint, some of that fabric fuzz to help protect your paper. What this will do is hopefully that lint will keep your tape from tearing the paper when you peel it off at the end. So we'll see how well this works when we get to that part of the process. I'm also taping off some sections here. I've done this process before and just eyeball it. You know, I like to have a few different sections of different sizes to work with when I do this technique, and that's feeling good. So I picked an assortment of colors with my Kwik Stix. These are really easy to use. They're mess-free. They dry fairly quickly. And I picked kind of like a rainbow assortment here, and you'll start by just adding some flowy scribbles to your paper and let this feel really natural and loose. If you think you are, or if you find yourself thinking, I should say, about it needs to look a certain way, or you're giving a lot of attention to the outcome right off the bat, try to let that go, or try to do something that feels counterintuitive. I know a lot of times in these art meditation videos, I talk about listening to your intuition and letting your intuition guide you. And it can be helpful to notice or ask yourself, is this my intuition right now? Or is this me thinking it needs to look a certain way to be, quote, good enough? Or if you have, an artistic background, if you've taken classes, I studied art at Utah State University, and you definitely get graded on technique and outcome. And it can be hard to decondition yourself or to deprogram yourself to stop giving an F about the result or the outcome or how it looks. And it is an interesting balance because you want to go with the flow and yes, let your intuition guide you. But you also just want this to be about the process, about making the marks on the paper without attachment to how it looks. This is a meditative process. This is an art therapy technique. We are not making art to hang on the wall. This is not a commissioned piece. Right here, right now, let yourself be free, free of judgment. It feels so good to clear your mind of judgmental thoughts. We spend most of our day-to-day waking thinking time judging everything, and that's okay. Judging something can save your life. It can serve you. It can be a very positive thing. And also, making judgments can hold us back or be to our detriment. So if we're sitting down to do an art meditation and we're so caught up in judging that it's not looking right, we're doing it wrong, it's not good enough, it doesn't look like someone else's art meditation. I don't mean to be dismissive, but how silly. Those are the judgments we want to be aware of, be conscious of, and let go. Is that easier said than done? Probably, maybe. I guess that would be a judgment, wouldn't it? But the more you do this and the more you catch yourself in those moments of frustration because your art meditation isn't going the way you want it to, awareness is the first step. And when you become aware, you can make a choice in the present moment to shift. And that can be as simple as, oh, I was judging again. I got caught up in the illusion that this matters or is more important than it really, that the outcome is important when really it's the process that matters. So I hope that resonates. And I love layering these scribbles and marks. It feels so good. It really is a therapeutic moment of relief. Now, I'm not going to outline the borders of these shapes like I've done in the past. We're going to go straight to peeling off this tape. And let's see how this tape held up against our brown paper. So far, so good. That was a smooth peel. And there's our tape. Isn't she cute? We'll put her in a journal later. So this was a trial of this process. I mean, it was a meditation, and also now I know the tape is coming off the paper pretty decently. I think next time I would let this dry a little bit more, just so I could go in with a paint marker and outline the borders of the shapes before I peel off the tape. Now here you can see that paper started to lift up, so I'm going to switch to the other side. And this is just a little tip. If your paper starts to peel, stop immediately and go to the other side. Sometimes you can salvage it. So let's see. Okay, that worked pretty well. Just a little bit of that paper on the tape. But otherwise, she came off really nicely. And you can see this video was not sped up at all. I am peeling so slowly and at an angle here. So that's another tip for getting your tape to come off paper without tearing it. Just patience. Be so patient with the process. Now we get to do our outside edges. And I've said this before, I'll continue saying it. I love the feeling of taking the chaotic scribbles, peeling off the tape one by one, and showing these crisp, clean lines underneath and these clean spaces without any marks. It just feels really satisfying to my brain. I need to do some research and figure out what that is. But I like the juxtaposition of the scribbles and the swirl of colors next to nothing. Okay, I really enjoyed this process using the brown paper bag. It was a fun material. Next time I'll use thinner tape. I think these gaps here are a little wide, but hey, that's a judgment, isn't it? And yes, there was some tearing too, so we'll continue experimenting with brown paper bag and Kwik Stix. Thanks for watching.